Thanks to the support as a channel member, Gabe Bullock. Absolutely right, Mrs Wearmouth. I'm sorry to see so many of the championship winning team go as well, but it was time. We've got so many of these talented youngsters in now. We're already shopping for the next bunch that are going to come in the summer. We're safe. We're not troubling the European qualification spots. It was time for some of these boys to move on, but as much for their good as ours. I am going to miss them. Hello and welcome to part 103 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have 2 games for you in the league, because that's all we've got left to play for now. It's just a league until the end of the season. It's only the start of February. We're away against West Ham and then also away against Newcastle. Since you were last with me, we had a mixed, I've got to say a mixed January. We went into it miserably. We lost 5-1 to Manchester United. We did manage a win against Burnley, and it is important we're beating the beatable teams. But we got smashed by Man United, smashed by Manchester City, smashed by Arsenal. A 95th minute goal really flatters us a little bit in that match. Arsenal also knocking us out of the FA Cup. But we did then manage to grab wins against Tottenham. The win against Tottenham is a big win, and then another win against Brighton means this is what the league table looks like. We are 25 games in, 10th in the league. We will take that. We will happily finish there. 33 points on the board already, meaning realistically, we probably only need to win 2 games, another 2 games for the rest of the season in our final 13 matches, and we're safe. So I don't think there's much danger of us getting relegated. We're 12 points clear of the drop, 10 points away from European qualification. So actually, I tried to say it earlier in the year, did the maths and was wrong. But right now, we are closer to qualifying for the Europa League than we are to getting relegated back to the Championship. That could all change in no time, but I think right now we're just a comfortable mid-table Premier League team, and that is all we wanted for this season. The other notable thing from this little run of games is this: Renan's final goal for home, because he is one of a number of players who have moved on over the course of the January transfer window. He's probably the one I'm going to miss most of all, because he was the first guy we got really, really excited about. We were there in League One. We signed a Brazilian. Yeah, he's a Northern Irish international, but he was born in Brazil, and to sign a Brazilian in League One was really, really exciting. He was such an important player for us in the Championship, turning in some incredible performances. A 20-goal season that year. 15 goals the year we came up, always weighing in with the assists, always a threat, always looks dangerous. But as the average ratings show, never consistent. Averaged a 6.92 during his home career, but did score 79 league goals for us, 44 assists, or 43 assists, in fact, and 75 goals. But still, what a player Renan was in over 200 games for the club. He has gone to Reading for 875,000, not yet played a game for them, and he's been there a few weeks, which is a little bit worrying. But he'd fall at the new Brazilians arriving in the summer, pushed him so far down the pecking order. It just felt like the time to move him on. At 24, he wasn't going to get any better. And good luck, Renan. And he's not the only one who's gone during, you can see we're doing lots of shopping already. He's not the only one who's gone during January. Other players from that Championship promotion side to move on. Joe Barr has gone to play in China. He's gone to Jiangsu. 32 caps now for Northern Ireland for Joe Barr. Similar to Renan, we were turning down big offers for him when we were in the Championship. I think we turned down 8 or 9 million for Renan, and now we've just sold him for $1 million. We turned down 5 million at one point for Joe Barr when we were in the Championship. And he's gone to China for less than £1 million. We've not even doubled our money on Barr, but he was an integral part of the Championship promotion team. Actually played a lot of games for us last year as well, starting 24 games in the Premier League last year. But again, we brought in the 2 new centre-backs over the summer, who are both now considered Wonderkids. I'll give you the Wonderkid update in a second. And despite me saying Joe Barr and Alec Lay would be my Premier League centre-back partnership, Sir Harrison Davies has outlasted them both, because Alec Lay has also moved on. He's gone on loan to Charlton for 600 to the end of the season, with a future optional fee of £600,000. They're paying his full wages, and they can sign him for 600 grand in the summer if they decide they want him. So he's not permanently gone yet. He's probably gone. Darren Collier's gone out on loan to Brentford, another one who is involved in that promotion team. George Francis has been sold. He's gone to 1860 Munchen for £425,000 playing in the Bundesliga 2. I can't remember the German, the dry Bundesliga. Is that what it is? I know they swap it around. Clever like that. You'll be delighted to see Connor Roberts has also left the club. £650,000 to Crystal Palace. He's gone straight into their team as the attacking midfielder in a 4-2-3-1. Watch Palace storm the Championship now because he's such an integral player in that system. And we've also moved on Fabio Santamaria as well, who at 21 was never going to break into the team. He was I guess we put him down as a failed experiment. Didn't really work out. One of the first foreign players we brought in, and it didn't really work out. We didn't sign anybody new in January, but as you can see, we are already working on players to bring in the summer, working on our Wonderkids again. There's a few waiting for work permits. There's one already confirmed, Ignacio Bueno, who's an Argentinian striker, attacking midfielder, right winger. He's joining us in the summer. And there's a few others as well. You'll meet them as they're confirmed over the course of the summer. But the other thing I wanted to show you before getting into the match is the Wonderkid update, because we know Enoch Abagai was a Wonderkid when he arrived. He's still showing as a Wonderkid now. Those of you wondering why Sir Harrison Davies doesn't start anymore and moaning about that, I know he's got the highest average rating, apart from Alex Williams. So, you know, make up your mind. Does average rating matter or not? The second of our 3 Wonderkids is Janos Fazekas, who's been upgraded to Wonderkid status as well. So we've got 2 19-year-old Wonderkid centre-backs. That's why Sir Harrison Davies isn't starting at the moment. And the other player who's been upgraded to Wonderkid, which a couple of you have already noticed come through in media reports, is Kenlyn Richardson, is the second English Wonderkid that we've got, which is very exciting, having 2 19-year-old English Wonderkids in Abagai and Richardson. You've got to believe that they're 2 players who are future England internationals. And I've got to put money on Alex Williams playing for England once our club reputation increases to justify him being in there as well. Because usually, if you look at who's in goal for the England squad, so let's have a look at England's goalkeepers. They've got, there you go, Alex Williams. I don't remember him getting called up, but he's already England's third choice goalkeeper. So we've got, how did I not notice that happen? But we've got potentially 3 England internationals in our starting 11 now, plus another Wonderkid who's already established for Hungary. This transfer policy is starting to come off. My one worry about what we've done over the course of January is we have sold a lot of experience. There's probably close to 1,000 games for the club that have moved out on permanent deals in the shapes of Renan, Lay, Barr, Roberts. There must be 1,000 games between them that have left. Lots of experience, a lot of the older players, and it does put a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Williams, Curry, Hodgkinson, Davies, the original 4, I guess you refer to them as. They're all mid to late 20s now, and they're the only players in the squad who don't currently qualify for a Young Player of the Year award. Even Jonathan Akani, who feels like he's been around forever, is only 23, still has potential to improve. And but I mean, he's been here nearly 10 years already at 23, which is insane. We've talked a lot about transfers there. Let's get into some football matches. We're playing West Ham away, first of all, and this is the team that we're sending there to try and beat them. We're going with Williams in goal, a back 4 of McCartan, Fazekas, Abagai, and Perisato. This needs fixing. This is a problem. We're working on it. Nathan Curry and Kieran Hodgkinson in central midfield. This is kind of our midfield at the moment. I've gone with Ali Bassik as our striker for the time being, and he has been playing decently. I mean, nobody's been playing really, really well in their last 5 games. But Ali Bassik has had the odd goal here and there. And I just like the way he runs around and he's a threat. So it's Curry and Hodgkinson in midfield. Theoretically, either of them could also play up front. It's the same thing we've talked about in the last few episodes. I don't know who my midfield 2 and my striker is, and it's clear because they change every episode. What hasn't changed for a while, though, is the attacking midfield 3, Richardson, Christian, and Lukinas, and then Ali Bassik up front. Like I've said before, settled goalkeeper and back 4, settled attacking midfield 3. When we crack the code for the other 3 players, the central midfielders and the striker, that's when I think we push on and maybe sneak a Europa Conference League qualification spot, or maybe a Carabao Cup win or something like that. But that's not going to be this season. For now, it's just all about getting those final 2 wins, securing our safety and planning for next summer, making sure we keep churning through the scouting, churning through all of the players, getting as many of these young South American and Eastern European players to 100% scouted as quickly as possible so that we can pick the 6 that we want to bring in, so we can then use our summer for bringing in the young English players. One other mention when we were talking about transfers, was he called Passotti, the midfielder who was described as the next Dunga, who was supposed to be coming in January. That deal did fall through, as we all expected it would, but we've gone straight back into him. In for him. He's still going to be 18 in the summer, so we're hopefully going to be able to bring him in July rather than January. So we've not lost out on him, hopefully. He's one of the players currently waiting for a work permit, and we should hopefully get him confirmed, maybe even during this episode, to show you that he is confirmed to be coming in July. So we've not missed out on him. He's just joining a little bit later than planned. Christian to Richardson, and now Ali Basic shooting from range, and it goes just over. Nice little combination play between Christian, Richardson, Ali Basic. They're all capable of knocking the ball around in little triangles between them. What we need is that killer instinct up front. I don't think Lukinas is the man to do it. I think his future is on the right wing. Costabile has only scored once all season. He's just broken his goal drought, but Costabile has had a terrible year after scoring, I think, 18 goals last season. He has been terrible this year. And Ali Basic, Hodgkinson, maybe 5, 6, 7 goals each. Nothing special. I think that is the missing piece of the jigsaw. That 25, 30 goal a season striker, that Christian Gomez. Pick names from anywhere. If you watch my Twitch saves, we need our Tabakara or our Sven da Silva. We need someone like that who's going to come in and just score 20, 25 goals a season. And I think that immediately elevates the rest of this squad to being a Europa League squad. That's literally what we're missing. And maybe the guy who ends up being that player is the man who's about to come on. Nigel Merrin, we'd signed him in the summer. He's about to come on for Lukinas, who's picked up a knock. He's a 19-year-old English striker, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. We brought him in from Portsmouth for 4.7 million. He's the guy who was at Wigan. He signed for Portsmouth last January, got 6 goals from 5 substitute appearances in the Championship, and we just took him straight off him. 4.7 million. He hasn't scored for us yet, but to be fair, he's not played as a striker for us yet. And he's not going to play as a striker for us today because he's coming on for Lukinas on that right-hand side. Give him half an hour playing on the right wing. Maybe he'll be our goal scorer. He's certainly done it before for Portsmouth in the Championship this time last year. And if he can explode into our team in the second half of this season the way he did for them second half of last season, then I think we've probably got a player on our hands. For today, Ali Basic's been dross again, so he can come off for Costabile, and Christian is going to come off for Ola Richards, which means we get to put Richardson in behind Costabile. Richards going over to that left-hand side, and Merrin is going to be the guy on the right as we head into the final 20 minutes of the game. We've been the better team here today. West Ham are 1 place above us in the league, level on points. We haven't looked out of place playing against an established Premier League side like West Ham. We just need that goal scorer. Ola Richards now. We've got 2-on-1. He plays it into Costabile. It's a perfectly timed pass. And Costabile just has really stunted his development this year. A proper striker, a Premier League standard striker. We grab a goal on the break there. We're 1-0 up. We pick up 3 points. And the job for the season is almost done. And there's been a number of examples of that this year where we're a Premier League quality striker away from 3 points or away from salvaging a draw. And I'm sure he's coming. You'll notice a lot of the players that we're going to be bringing in this summer, we're probably going to bring in 3 or 4 of our 6 foreign players are going to be strikers, because I don't think we need much in other positions. I think if Hodgkinson and Curry are both midfielders now, and Ali Basic's a midfielder, and we've got other young midfielders lurking, I don't think we necessarily need midfielders. What we need is a striker. And I'm going to sign several of them until we get the right one. Maybe he's the right one. Kieran Hodgkinson grabbing his 6th goal of the season in the 89th minute. The cross came over from Merrin, who does very well to... In fact, it's not Merrin with the cross. Merrin forces the tackle, and Peresato with the cross on his weak foot. And Hodgkinson's there for the tap-in. It's 1-0 to home in the 89th minute. Are we actually going to do the thing that I was just saying we haven't done enough of this year? and grab a late goal and win a game. Hodgkinson with the corner, looking for Abagai at that near post. And West Ham have got a break on here. They've got 4-on-2. We have a problem. Hodgkinson has let the man slip past him and they've shot wide. That was West Ham's opportunity to save a point for themselves. And surely that means it's going to be 3 points for home. And we are now in 8th place in the Premier League, lurking just outside those Europa League qualification spots. Points-wise, we're miles away from them. But we're not. I'm still not looking up. I'm looking down. And we're 15 points clear now of relegation. And should we put Aston Villa in our sights? Without a striker? Probably not. But if we finish anywhere between 8th and 14th, over the moon with that. That'd be a brilliant season. Oh, we've just had an international break. So there's been a 2-week gap between the two matches. So we have now got 5 of our 6 players arranged for the summer. You'd already met Bueno. The other striker we're bringing in is Carlos Caetano, who's obviously Brazilian. He's 18 years old, 9 finishing this time. He'll be the solution, surely. He's never played a game of football for anybody. He'll be fine. Paulo Bompastor is a 17-year-old Brazilian right winger who he's played 1 game, scored 1 goal. Maybe he's the answer. He won't be joining us till January, so there's every chance I'll decide that I want someone to come in July and forget he exists and he'll get cancelled off the way Passotti did previously. But there's your confirmation. Passotti is now joining us in the summer. Is he still the next Dunga? No, he's not anymore. And the last one is, and probably the pick of the bunch so far, Oliveira, an 18-year-old Brazilian under-20 international, central midfielder or attacking midfielder. He's costing us £11 million, but he's rather good. He's basically as good as Christian is right now, but a year younger. And I think last time I checked, see, it's very similar to Christian. When we arranged this deal, he was the next Ronaldinho. That's 2 potential next Ronaldinhos who wriggled out of my grasp by becoming not Ronaldinho. It is troubling. And we've also picked up a few injuries since the last game as well. To key players, remember when I said it was really important that we keep Curry, Williams, Davies and Hodgkinson all fit and at the club? Because, yeah, Curry and Williams are both injured, as is one of the 3 Wonderkids I showed you, Kenlyn Richardson. So a few changes to the team for the game against Newcastle. The comments section will be delighted because the injury to Alex Williams means Jack Green is going to be in goal. So Green in goal. A back 4 of McCartan, Abagai, Fazekas and Perisato. So an unchanged back 4. Zapata comes into midfield to play alongside Kieran Hodgkinson. He's had something of a resurgence since Christmas. We actually sent him out on loan to Millwall for the first half of the season, and he played really rather well for them. We've brought him back, and this is going to be his 3rd start since returning to us in January. His loan might have made him. Then Richards comes in for Richardson. Christian, we're bringing in Anderson Sebastião for Luquinas, who's just not in form at the moment. He's got 6.58 in his last 5 games, so he can sit on the bench and think about what he's done. And Ali Basic continues up front. It does mean Luquinas now moves to the front of the queue for first substitution to come on as a striker. So although dropping him might seem harsh as he's our top scorer, the act of dropping him means he's much more likely to get an opportunity to come onto the pitch today as a striker. So you never know. He might come on and score a hat-trick again like he did way back when. Remember back then when we thought he was going to be the answer? That's the only time he's looked like a real major goal threat. That's some lovely football from Christian there. In fact, that's the first time since he's been with us he looked a little bit like Ronaldinho, picked the ball up, and as part of receiving the ball, took it past the man who was marking him. And Sebastião's picked up an injury. So Luquinas is going to come on the right wing after 8 minutes. So much for him being at the front of the queue to come on as a striker. We'll just wait for this highlight to play out. Perisato on the right. We've got a man over on the right here. It is Perisato. Cross comes over, looking for Ola Richards. And you know what? As much as I love Kenlyn Richardson as a Wonderkid, and just for his build-up play, his creativity, Ola Richards might just be the best finisher we've got at the club. That far post header or the far post tap in, he is prolific doing this. Maybe we need to do a Thierry Henry with him. Maybe Ola Richards is our striker. Let's examine him. Ola Richards, he's got 6 for finishing. What have we got to do to find a striker? Doesn't matter at the moment because we're 1-0 up. And we're hot on the tail of Manchester United. As it stands, only 5 points behind Manchester United, although they have played 2 games fewer than we have. And we're far from finished in this game so far as well. I'm leaving Sebastião on at the moment because he seems to be recovering. It said that he didn't have to come off, and his fitness, his conditioning is actually increasing. Newcastle have equalised 1-1. Green beaten from the edge of the area. Would Williams have saved it? Yes, Williams would have saved it. Absolutely, he would have done. I've got to keep this going in the comments. It's good engagement, but I mean, it is a pretty soft goal. It's not. That's not into the corner. It is savable, but I guess Green's excuse is that he's not played any football for a long, long time. We did try and loan him out in January. The issue I've got is I'm quite strict with making sure that when I loan players out, their wages are paid in full. And Jack Green is earning £20,000 a week. There aren't many championship clubs who want to loan out a goalkeeper and pay his full £20,000 a week wages. So there are a few clubs interested, nobody willing to pay his salary. So as far as I'm concerned, if we're giving him 20 grand a week, he's going to sit on our bench and be ready to come in when Williams is injured, just like now. And that's if Williams had got injured with Green out on loan and us still paying his wages, this would have been one of the untried youngsters in now. At least Jack Green's played more than 50 games for the club. We know what we get with Green. We know he is a very good goalkeeper, not quite Alex Williams quality, but a very good goalkeeper. McCartan on the left-hand side. I thought he was going to cross it, but in the end, he's played it looking for Zapata, misses him completely, and has left us under an awful lot of pressure. And once again, Green is beaten relatively easily. They've realised they don't have to shoot for the corners. If they shoot it towards his feet, he's 6'6". He doesn't get down towards his own feet quickly enough. I can only assume that's what's going on here because this is sloppy. That's, again, savable. His positioning's a little bit off. I'm used to having... I still think Williams is arguably the best shot stopper I've ever had. He's definitely got his weaknesses as a goalkeeper. His shot stopping is exceptional. And he would have saved both of them. I'm sure he would have done. Right, double substitution. Sebastião has fallen apart again, so Luquinas can come on for him. And you also get a chance to have your first look at Ricky Hughes, another one of our English under-19 internationals. 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. He's an attacking midfielder. Can also play anywhere across the front three, really. Can play up front. And we've given him one game off the bench already. He was at Reading previously. And he's going to come on now for Christian. Or is he? Yeah, he is. I was contemplating, do I push Hodgkinson forward? But there's no one to... I guess I could push Hodgkinson forward, drop Ali Basic back and bring Costabile on. But I think in the circumstances, Costabile... You've seen the terrible form Costabile's in. Let's have a look at the kid. Give him a full half hour. That's a good cross from Christian, and Richards couldn't quite get there ahead of the goalkeeper. Ali Basic didn't seem interested in it at all. I think his little run playing up front for us might be coming to an end because he's just not looking with it, really, is he? Costabile is going to probably come on with 20 minutes to go, unless we pick up another knock, which we seem to be accumulating injuries rather a lot recently, which isn't ideal. Fazekas is there at the far post, and it's his first ever goal for the club. Luquinas with the free kick, floats it over to that far post, and Fazekas scores. It's Newcastle 2, Holme 2. We are right back in this one, and back in that same situation of if we had a striker, because I just don't feel like if we get a breakaway, I don't feel like Ali Basic's going to score. But then I'm not particularly confident about Costabile either. I'm actually going to take off Hodgkinson. He's having a worse game than Ali Basic. He's on a yellow card. He's tired. Let's get Ali Basic back there. Let's get Costabile on up front. Can he be a playmaker? You know what? Let's make the kid a playmaker. In fact, we're not going to do... I'm not mad. Zapata can be the playmaker. And Ali Basic can do box-to-box. We'll do that. Costabile, another opportunity for him to show me that it's time for him to get another run in the team. I'm coming to the end of my tether with Ali Basic, so it's going to be Costabile, Luquinas or Hodgkinson who gets half a dozen games up front again. Costabile's got a chance to make it him right now. Luquinas on the right-hand side, trying to conjure something up. It ends up with Peresato for the cross. Zapata's got it now. Zapata's taking his time to pick his spot. Ola Richards is there. It's a terrible header from Richards. I just talked about how good he is. He had a whole goal to aim at and basically headed straight at the goalkeeper. And Luquinas is offside for the tap-in off of the save. But Richards needed to do a little bit better with this. Just aim for the goal. Let's look at it for the other angle. It's harder to hit the goalkeeper than the back of the net from here. He's got to actually put some direction on that rather than just heading it vaguely goalwards, which is what he's done. I praised him so much for that move before. Then he messed it up. I've got to stop praising. I've got to stop saying nice things about any of my players. They either get injured, sent off, miss a sitter. Oh, 2-2's fine in this game. Who's that injured now? Ali Basic's injured now. I mean, what is going on? The players are dropping like flies all of a sudden. Newcastle are in here. We're temporarily down to 10 men. And Newcastle have the late winner. And you know what? Jack Green fan club. Tell me all about him now. Tell me all about Jack Green after that game you've just seen. And tell me, with Alex Williams in goal, we still lose. You can't. Because that's another one that is savable. This is my frustrated face. Hopefully Williams will be fit again, ready for the next game. Oh, dear. Luckily, it doesn't matter. Let's not get too down about it. Ali Basic's missing 3 games. 3 days, sorry. Sebastião misses a couple of days. None of them not needed to come off, but that is quite an injury list that we're now accumulating. Okay, we are now going to play through. You know what? Because it's effectively meaningless now, I hope it's all right with you. I'm just going to go straight through to the end of the season. We'll be back tomorrow with Blackburn and Birmingham. We've got nothing to play for. We're not getting relegated. We're not getting into Europe. If by some weird twist of fate, it looks like one of those could happen, we'll come back a little sooner. But realistically, they're not going to. We'll come back for Blackburn. I'll show you the other 2 foreign players that I've added into the 4 we've already got. And we'll finish things off and get straight into the transfers the day after that. Deal? Deal. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.